What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and horror survival games. They've never really been my thing, but they are an incredibly popular brand of franchise amongst the gaming community. And one particular survival horror game, Alien Isolation, is finally getting a sequel. This comes to us from IGN entitled Alien Isolation 2 Confirmed. On the 10-year anniversary of Alien Isolation's release, developer Creative Assembly has confirmed that the sequel is in development. In a statement marking the survival horror classic's 10th birthday, creative director Al Hope said the development team would share more details when ready. So a decade after the first game came out, we're finally getting a sequel to this beloved horror survival game. However, the details about everything are a little sketchy, seeing that Creative Assembly didn't confirm a final title for the game, a release window, or target launch platforms. Given the sequel is in early development, it will probably be some time before we find out what to expect to get our first look. That probably means it's going to be at least a year until this game comes out, and if we want it to be good, at least 2 years. Now, we don't really know much about the game, but we do know that it's being made by its original developers, Creative Assembly. Now, Creative Assembly has been, in all honesty, super busy to an almost obsessive level with their Total War franchise. That being said, the Total War franchise has kind of devolved into the Ubisoft model with Assassin's Creed of pushing out title after title each year, each seemingly to be less and less innovated and more show over substance. The article states it's been difficult for Creative Assembly in recent years with the cancellation of live service shooter Hyenas, which I do remember the name of, but I can honestly say I don't remember anything about. Total War Pharaoh's failure to find an audience. That's because people don't want to play as Ancient Egypt. People want to play against Ancient Egypt, or maybe make Ancient Egypt part of their empire, but they don't want to play as Ancient Egypt, or play in a game that's restrictively just in Ancient Egypt. This was kind of a go-to thing I thought most developers knew. That's why there was never really a big strategy game that only took place in Ancient Egypt, using ancient Egyptian factions. It's a very niche audience, I think you could say. And there were a significant round of layoffs coming hot on the heels of a studio apology for the various missteps it had made with the Total War Warhammer 3 DLC, which is something I honestly don't know much about. I stopped playing Total War Warhammer after the first one. I think Total War Warhammer might have been the last Total War game I bought, mostly because the venture into Total War wasn't really something I wanted to get into, and I missed the more historical settings of the original ideas of Total War. But round of layoffs sounds familiar. Yeah, it sounds like this company is really headed into the Ubisoft path, isn't it? However, the UK studio has plenty in the works in addition to the Alien Isolation sequel. Creative Assembly is reportedly also working on a Total War Star Wars video game, one of 3 new Total War games in development. Now that I'm actually interested to see, Total War Star Wars, because I do love the old school Total Wars. And there's part of me that, still lingers in my childhood that loved Star Wars. The only problem I could maybe see is that we already did Star Wars Total War kind of, with the Empire at War series. Now those series, granted, are very dated, so an upgraded version of that kind of game could be popular, yes. But it could also suffer from retro gamers saying, hey, we already did this, so why should we buy it? As for Alien, the franchise is on the up after the release of Interpol Alien Romulus, which made over $300 million at the global box office. And at an $80 million budget, that means that the movie made maybe a decent profit on it. It's nothing earth-shattering in terms of the money it made, but I don't think it was in the negative. Alien Earth, the FX TV series that takes place just before the 2012's Prometheus, comes out in 2025. So it definitely seems like there's still Alien franchise stuff in the works. It's not going away anytime soon. And this game is going to be all part of that. It also makes sense that they released this news on the anniversary, and not only that, but in October. Alien, of course, is a horror franchise, and it is, of course, Halloween month. In all, I think fans of the series are really pleased to hear this news. I know the first game was a smash hit with fans when it came out. I know a lot of streamers are playing Alien Isolation right now as part of their whole spooky month package of streams that they're doing. And I think it's smart of the franchise and Creative Assembly to take advantage of that. I'm not personally excited for it, again, because it's just not really my thing. But if you are a fan of the first game, definitely good news for you and you should be excited. But those are just my thoughts on the subject. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it. We'll talk to you again later.